Good day, everyone. We are the group panel going to tackle about the disease control techniques. So here is the member, Ramadhani Yusuf A, Yona Septiyasari, Afifah Nur Haksapia, Ova Elvika Furi, Morallo Sofia Jane, and yours truly, Dela Cruz Katrina. Next slide, please. So, plant control techniques covered protection, immunization, regulation, and eradication. So let me give you first the broad idea about the topic. So the eradication means wiping out all OPT populations or the plant disrupting organism that use pesticide dominance for high productivity. The second one is control, is an attempt to control the population of OPT or the plant disrupting organism where the process leads to environmental friendliness for high productivity. The third one is the management, where managing agro-ecosystem to suppress the OPT populations or the plant plus organism and a high production quality. And the last one is the eradication again. It is the act of control plants, OPT, and the other objects that cause the spread of OPT in certain locations. Next slide, please. So the integrated pest management, it is an agro-ecosystem management effort by combining various OPT control techniques so that the OPT population remains below the ecosystem threshold. So the OPT control techniques include technical culture, physical control, biological control, chemical control, and the integrated pest management focuses on the long-term prevention of pests and damage caused through the ecosystem management. So the next person that we'll discuss is Yusuf.
Okay, thank you, Katrina. There is 4 principles in disease control. Number 1 is exclusion and regulation. Number 2 is protection. Number 3 is eradication. Number 4 is immunization. Next slide. Exclusion and regulation. What the meaning is exclusion? Exclusion is maintaining or preventing a 10 disease or pathogen from entering our area. What's the meaning of regulation? Regulation is a complex management concept according to certain rules. Next. Exclusion. That is to prevent the entry and spread of quarantine plant pest organism or OPTK to a country or region that is still free from the OPT. Exclusion is carried out by A. Prohibiting the entry of plant material that may contain disease. B. Examination of plant material or certification of plant material. C. Quarantine or test of exile precautions for the entry of OPTK. Next slide. Protection is protection plans from pathogen attack. We can see from the picture beside, there are 4 types that must be protected and keep away from plant. There is a salt and drought stresses, and then plant pathogenic fungi and oomycetes. Number 3, plant pest. Number 4, plant pathogenic nematode. Next slide.
Okay, the next is protection. Protection that protect the plants from pathogen attacks can be done by technical culture, physical, mechanical, biological, and chemistry. A. Technical disease control. Control efforts through the way of cultivating plants. Usually, this control is preventive. Ways of cultivation is A. Eradication or destroying affected plants. B. Rotation or clearance of the plant. C. Sanitation or land hygiene. This is the picture before and after technical disease control. D. Creating conditions unsuitable for pathogens, and E, mulch or ground cover. The next slide will be read by my friend Afifah.
Thank you, Yona. And then B, physical control. The effort used are change the physical factor in such a way that it can cause a decrease in disease attack on plants. For example, A, heat treatment for seed, infect with pathogen carried by seed. And B, plant several rows on crown, plant or other acre, plant around plant beds done to reduce the attack of viral pathogen, and not as a pit as a viral vector, as viral vector will be blocked or stopped first on the crown crop. Next. C, mechanical control. Mechanical control aims to move parts of plant or plant that are affected by disease directly either by hand or with the help of agricultural tools. Next. D, biological control. A form of control in which organisms other than host plant and pathogens are used to reduce loss caused by pathogen attack on host plant. For example, I, a suppress soil. Super soil that is able to reduce disease attack on plant. And B, antagonistic microorganism. The next slide will be delivered by Ova.
Okay, chemical control. This control is usually done by spraying chemical on plant parts. First, treatment of the soil with chemicals. A second, fumigation or toxic gas. Third, vector control with insecticides. And last, spray plant with fungicide and bactericidal. Next. Eradication. Eradication is controlling or destroying plant disease in the land area. Next. Eradication can be done in form. First, partial eradication, or the plant part is safe to eradication. All of the safe plants are destroyed. And last, super total eradication, or all plants safe to attack on a plant destroyed. And the next part material will be carried by my friend Sofia.
Thank you, Elvika. So we will come now to the fourth and last principle in disease control, and it is the immunization. Immunization provides immunity to plants against pathogen attack. Next slide, please. So it is a way of increasing the resistance of plants to the attack of pathogens, and it can be done by 5 steps. Letter A, cross protection, and in cross protection, plants are deliberately infected with weak pathogens to avoid the attack of heavy pathogens at the same time. It is often done for the control of disease caused by viruses. Letter B, improve plant growth conditions through fertilization and other plant cultivation techniques. Next slide, please. For letter C, we have the use of resistant varieties. Blast-resistant rice varieties such as Pia Mansam, Siakraya, Impara 1, and Impara 2. For letter D, we have the use of transgenic plants transformed with resistance genes. In here, rice is transformed with the genes that cause bacterial leaf blight disease or Xanthomonas rz, PV rz, so that it is resistant to tercibot disease. One example is the Anki variety that contains gene XA5 and the Conde variety that contains XA7 gene. For letter E, we have the induction of resistance. And that's the end of our presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
So that will be all. Thank you so much. Again, we are the group 1.
ini you add